Well, it's official. We made it through the 12 days of balls.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I'm surprised we made it. Honestly, we almost didn't, but we saved one of the best conversations for last, so let's get to it.
12 days of balls.
You earned it. The 12 days of balls, final day, Christmas, December 25th, Jesus' birthday. I hope everyone had happy holidays and will have a good week off of work, or if those that are working know that no one's doing shit this week, so enjoy the time with your family and friends, or yourself if your family's garbage. And this last guest for the 12 Days of Balls is someone I've been meaning to catch up with for a while. It was great to talk to him. We dig into a lot of open, honest stuff, from pinball to health to, social media, just everything. Not a lot of edits, and this one will be a little longer because it was just great to catch up. Without further ado, please welcome back to the show for the, 5th, 6th time, Doc Monday from Nudge Pinball, one of Pinball Party's original friends.
On the 12th day of balls, pinball gave to me.
Doc Monday's the Nudge.
Cadra, JJP, Jason, Arcade, Erica's Pinball Journey, I'm Craig, Bobby, Buffalo Pinball, Kevin, Schmidt, Big David, Turner, Dale, and Rachel Best. Dodge Pinball Podcast, Yoga, Triple Drain, one half of math, and the Shoeman, Zach Manning, and the 12 days of balls with me, and a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Matt.
Merry Christmas.
I can tell, dude, you lost weight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm down like 40 pounds right now. I just want to keep going. So,
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate- Yeah. Well,
No homo,
I'm taking thank you. I'm taking a page out of your and Kale's book for sure, dude. It's like, you really realize, like, especially for me, I'm 39 now and I'm just about to head into my 40s. It's like shit gets real, and it's not just like sort of, like, it's not like vanity or anything, right? You just want to be able to like grow old and like have all your shit kind of work. And so
like your
it's
arms.
exactly. Like, so it's like, you got to work out, you got to not eat junk all the time. So
It's a bummer because I loved, let's see, 16, let's be fair, 16 to 34, I loved just waking up, first thing, lighting up our bread. I didn't eat breakfast because I had cigarettes. Then like a Diet Mountain Dew. And then what am I going to eat? It doesn't matter. Whatever. Taco Bell, probably. Pizza. Yeah. Why the fuck? Why wouldn't I? And then, or I wouldn't eat that day because I'm just doing so many other things like mushrooms or whatever. And then
totally.
And then, yeah, like one day, like, oh, whoa, I'm all fucked.
Yeah, you just realize the choices you make actually have repercussions, I guess.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's like it seems like holy shit, you went this long without realizing that. But yeah, I think just like, dude, I was so lucky because I think when a lot of people get a diabetes diagnosis, they like have already done terrible things to their body, and it was like readily apparent for me. I was really lucky because I got super sick right away. And so once I basically got the sickness under control and started losing weight, my blood sugar went to like non-diabetic levels without insulin or anything. And I'm just like, thank God this was like a check engine light and not a like you've been driving on a flat tire for 5 miles and people are like honking behind you, So
I've been recording. Should we just use this? I mean, I don't.
Sure. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we can talk about it for sure.
Okay. I don't. Hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is the last day of balls. It is December 25th for all those listeners. The magic of show business, as it were. It's not really the 25th, but it is. So Merry Christmas. I hope you got.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Everything. Yeah. What did you get for Christmas? Do you remember?
I do know what I got for Christmas because I asked for it. I got a new air fryer. That's nice. Like when you're old, you ask for stuff like that, like my mom was like, do you want anything? And I'm like trying to think what's like in their price range. That's not like, I don't know. Like sometimes I'll ask for comic books and as like a 39-year-old man, you're like, Jesus, like,
What have I done?
like, I don't want to make eye contact with anyone while I'm opening the present because I feel shame. So an air fryer at least like felt like kind of dignified, even if it's not at all. But I was like, I just want a way to cook Brussels sprouts better. Yeah, goddamn,
Dude.
this is like the lamest Christmas of all time.
So I cooked Brussels sprouts last night. I'll cook them again. Oh wait, before I get to comic books, anyone, Doc Monday from Nudge Magazine. Hey, you've been on the show before. Hello. That's whose voice you're listening to. Yeah. But I remember Christmas. I think I was in high school. We both went to the same high school, but I was, I think, 17-ish. I can see the shame in my face of like, I love what I'm opening a box of Magic cards, Magic the Gathering. I don't remember what set, but you know, fucking A. And you can see the red on my cheeks. Like, please don't show any girls. I was wearing a Foo Fighters color in the shape shirt. So, you know, Monkey Wrench era. And why I thought of that, you mentioned the comics. My daughter's current boyfriend, who is, well, they're both the same age, 20-ish. She's like, or Dana was like, I don't know, I feel weird. I got him a box of Pokemon cards for Christmas. And like she wasn't making fun of him, but she's kind of like, well, I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like, dude's probably legit.
No, I mean, you would rather have, I mean, thank God he has nerdy, like, I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I'd want her to be going out with someone who had like nerdy hobbies and wasn't like, yeah, all he wanted was, we talked about like a pack of Marbreds and like a 24 pack of Diet Mountain Dew. You're like, that guy's trouble. Like,
yeah.
he's putting fireworks in windows and probably going to get arrested for like tagging stuff. So
I've done all of that. Holy shit. Except for getting arrested. I tagged our middle school. Yeah. I put firecrackers inside of someone's car, and yeah, wow. So don't date me 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, maybe, you know, it's good. It's like that generational trauma isn't continuing to your daughter. So there you go. You've healed.
I have. Well, good to see you, man. We haven't talked in a while, and yeah, I've been reading your stuff, and Nudge, again, out there, go check out Nudge Magazine. But I did this 12 Days of Balls thing, and I was texting you earlier. Like, you were one of the first, if not first names I thought of. Yeah, without getting into it, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, it's been a while. It's good to see your face. We've been like, I think we've both been on journeys this year with like our relationship to pinball content specifically, where it can feel really, when you're in it too much and you're not like enjoying it, that's the time to like stop and reassess. And I think we both had that same feeling. I won't put words in your mouth, but I definitely felt that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like for a little while, especially, I mean, dude, I was so sick. So like for the listeners, we were kind of talking about this at the beginning. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in the fall, but I mean, I was so sick I had a headache for like 3 months, basically all of the summer time. And so like, it was that plus just, I felt like whenever we post something on Reddit, you know, Reddit's a cesspool. And so I was reading the comments, which you shouldn't do. And I think I was just feeling kind of like isolated and worn down, and that's definitely like not the case now, which is great. I was kind of like able to reassess, and we had a bunch of like Nudge people really help me out. Eric Frick, especially, who's like Rick Brewster, is his pen name.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, and so I just feel like way more energized on the hobby, and like I'm coming back at it. Like kind of just starting last month in November with like, I feel like kind of we're doing content that we've never tried before. And I think it's kind of working. I will never be like a hard news source like Nap Arcade or even Don's or the Pinball Show. But it was fun to like we did it. We interviewed Spooky last week, you know, and I went down there and took pictures with those guys, and that was super fun. And just as long as I think we're kind of covering the pinball element of like, or the human element of like pinball, that's kind of like our lane. So yeah, sorry, a long answer for a short question.
No, I literally haven't talked to you that much. I wanted all that. And same thing. Like, you didn't put words in my mouth. It was exactly like, I was just getting, I mean, yeah, personal stuff aside. I mean, I talked about on the show, like going off some medication for headaches and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, let me just keep recording while I'm angry. And just like, then I started just like, just talking shit about pinball. And like, I truly didn't like it though for a good few months. And it wasn't, and it was like figuring out why, you know, it was a combination of the market for what I was doing, as you know, buying and selling just to like be able to play, going so down. So I couldn't enjoy it without losing a fuckload of money, which like I'm an adult and I have to not do that. And then, yeah, I made the mistake of reading some comments, and then some stuff of like assumptions of like why I got off TPN, all this stuff. And you know, for those people out there who do leave negative comments for people, I get it. Like, have your opinion. Like, I think a lot of things suck in pinball or whatever. But just know, like, when you are trying to personally attack someone and you want them to know that, like, you're still a human and it's still like, it fucking hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I think it's really good that you say that. Just to know, I think if there's one thing, like, I know everyone has different opinions on the Twippies. I don't want to bring it up for the 8 millionth time. I just listened to the Team Up podcast with Triple Drain and Loser Kids, and they were talking about it again. And like, no matter how you feel about it, it's like, dude, Colin and Will are people and they don't deserve to like have it like saying that you're gonna like stab them in the head. Like, it's just, whether it's legal or not, or whether it's whatever, it's just like, dude, like, let's all take a step back and assess where we're at with this hobby, that you're like, God, I'm gonna make a Al Qaeda video with Colin in it, you know? Like,
God. Well, yeah, either go full stupid like this show, go full retard on it, and
exactly,
just be insane. Yeah. But don't act like this matters. I mean, the pinball 100%. Does. But like, honestly, and again, the 12 Days of Balls was really just to reconnect with people I've talked to. And rarely is this about pinball. And yeah, like, if pinball is fun, and I was not having fun with it again. I even went to, Reboot. Again, Reboot is a Eau Claire place to play pinball, whatever. Yep. And I went there a few weeks ago while I was like not enjoying pinball. I'm like, I'm going to go there. And I played like 2 balls of, I don't know, Venom or something, and that's all I had. I just left. I was like, I don't care.
Man, and I don't blame you for that.
Well, that game specifically too. Well, I did, to be fair, I did play Jurassic Park. I was like, okay, my favorite game, and I still was like, I don't even want to play this game. And I don't know what has brought me back into it. I don't know. To your point, and same, like, finding that balance is hard, and I'm trying to, and I'll make mistakes again, and so will you, but totally. I have to kind of forgive myself and forgive others, and I don't forgive others. Here's the one I don't forget. So if anyone out there made this comment, eat my shit, but it's something on, I don't remember what video, either mine or Electric Bad or whatever, that said something like, I'm glad Jason is not on here playing his music, in quotes, if that's what you call it. It's like, oh, bro, Jesus, like, I get Christ. It. Yeah, like, I was like, oh, man, right in the dick. You just kicked me in the sack. I have enough confidence.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you know, that person is like 50 years old and like still like listening to the one like best of Motley Crue in their car, like, and like, more power to you, but also
Motley Crue is pretty good.
I know, but what you see what I'm saying is like, like, you're not creating music for that person.
No.
So fuck them. But also, yes, I mean, that is about the rudest thing. Like, it would be like if someone for me was like, you know, photography, if that's what you call it. And we've had that before. I think my favorite one recently was someone was like, Nudge Magazine just reads like bad Chat GPT. And I was like, damn, bad Chat GPT. Yeah. I'm like, if I could just use I should do it. I mean, I have access to it. I'm like, that would make my life so much easier than like having to sit here and try to be like funny. That's
it's a pretty good burn, because that would sting.
Is. Like, to a writer, it's a very good, like, this is bad Chat GPT. And then they kind of would like give examples. You're like, damn, I guess it is kind of like bad Chat GPT.
Oh, you know? God. Yeah, but yeah, for real, like, that shit hurts. And like, if you want people to be really sad, like, Good work.
Yeah. We're
That's
probably
good.
giving them now. It's like, this is actually the thing you absolutely shouldn't do because they're like, oh, nice. This is how I get attention.
Right.
And this is how but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Dude, if they want to come at us, like, it's one thing to pick on Colin because he's such a nice guy and won't fight back. I always used to say this because I had a friend who would like heckle at shows, and he would heckle our mutual friends who were like Christian singer-songwriters. I'm like, that's lame. I'm like, you come for me, bro. I'm emptying the clip on you. Like, and I got the microphone. Like,
Right.
you know, you come at me, you come correct. Like,
Yep.
we're gonna. So I think like me and you, it's like I welcome the challenge. Like,
Please.
So anyway,
Say something. Yeah, for sure. And so I've been doing these questions with a lot of people. You're a closer friend than a lot of these. No offense to the others. So like a couple of them, I'm not going to go through this like very, hello, welcome to the show. Yeah,
no,
but whatever.
it's all good. Yeah.
What it's been a while. What have you been up to pinball wise? What have you been playing?
Playing a lot of Jurassic Park. I know that's a favorite of yours. The one at Reboot is in great shape. They recently changed. My buddy Ben Granger was working on their games for a long time, but he's more based out of Starcade now, which is in St. Paul. And so they got our mutual friend John, who is the shit. I think you have his Lord of the Rings right now.
I do, and I just left his house. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so he's become a local tech, and he's awesome. Like, dude, he's the only tech I've ever worked with where, when I say work with, I mean, I go down to Reboot stoned as hell, play all their games, and then like report back. But he's the only person who's ever asked me for letter grades of his work and then been like, yeah, thanks, man. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, but he's got that Jurassic Park playing really good right now. I just think it's clean. The flippers are working, like everything is working on it, and the code is updated. Like, it takes very little to make me happy, is what I've realized with pinball, but definitely a lot of Jurassic Park. And then honestly, this is like kind of embarrassing, but I really have not liked Deadpool for a while, and I'm trying to get back into it because I did like it for a while, but I'm just like having bad games, and it feels like kind of like a clunk fest to me right now. But I know that's like a lot of people's favorite, but those are the two that stand out.
I think Clunk is right. I've been playing the same Deadpool you've been playing, and it shoots well. And I agree. Like, John has been, those games are much easier. I asked him literally like a half hour ago, like, hey, next time you're there, will you please just let me clean the Star Trek? I don't even have to play it. I just want to clean it. And he's like, oh, it's actually busted. He's fixing up. But yeah, we were talking about some of that stuff. And I've been meaning to, part of my 2024, again, subject to change, I do want to maybe get in contact with those people and try to help a little bit. Not be a tech, but, you know,
that
help
would
with the
be
Reboot
awesome.
people.
That would be
just,
so awesome. I think like between you and John in the area is like and like my goal for you, and I know Kale and Rachel have asked you to do this too, but I think you would be such a good operator because you really care. I know you don't want to get into it. I know it's like a whole bunch of headaches, but
I do. Yeah. I want to, probably the same way you do. Like, I want to be a part of it. I got to find the balance though of like,
totally.
So.
Well, you're smart. You're smarter than me when it comes to pinball, like solving pinball problems. And so that's like, and I just think like that would be I don't know. I would love that. Like, dude, we would run nudge tournaments with any of your machines for sure. So,
yeah, Zach at Flipping Out Pinball. Let's talk about that.
When I buy my pinball shit, I buy from Flipping Out. From toppers, sharp blades, outs, I've got it figured out. Flipping out, figured out. When I think of pinball, I think flipping out. Flipping out, figured out. When I buy from Flipping Out. Buy.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so two things. Jurassic Park. I think I saw your score because I was looking at. That's probably the game there I can get the highest score on, aside from Rush. Well, Rush, whatever. That game is just like, do you want to do math for a while? But Jurassic Park, I think you had like up in the 700s or someone.
Yeah, 700 or 800. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I scored a billion on it once, but yeah, that's I've had a couple good games on that one for sure.
Who has someone knocked me off of Mando, which you had like everything on Mando, all the high scores, and then I got the grand, and then I got the grand when I got stupid into it for like a few days. I was there like hours, and I got it, and it's like one of those games where suddenly like I played for an hour, and how did I fucking everything's everything's lit. It's like, I don't know, it just exponentially goes up. But then whoever is that MJT, who is that person?
Yeah, it wasn't Ben, right? There, or was it? I think it might have been Ben. Ben Granger, the guy who used to be the tech there, is an amazing competitive pinball player, and it's really annoying because he will just come in, like, I'll be kind of bragging to him, like, I used to have the high score on Star Wars that was like 6.5 billion, and then he just comes in and drops like a casual 8 billion on it in like 1 or 2 plays, and so he's got a lot of them, and now he doesn't even like. He doesn't come to Eau Claire anymore. So I'm like, damn you, man. Like, put him way up high on the shelf where none of us can reach him. And, but I guess
what a bitch.
Steel sharpens steel, right? We'll get up there again. But
yep.
Thank you for mentioning my good scores. That's very nice of you. That's when spirit.
When every score on there is Ian, it's like, well, fuck, I got to get up. I got to get on there. Do you believe in aliens?
I do believe in aliens. And I've been in on that train since, we grew up in the same time, we had the same interests. X-Files was a huge show for me, both because I wanted to be David Duchovny, and I just had probably before I just he's so cool, dude, and he's like weird, he's like good looking, but in a way that he doesn't seem like he's good looking, and then obviously like wanted to date Dana Scully, so like that was like the thing. But yeah, absolutely. I believe in aliens. The UFO thing is like hard for me because I don't know. Like it's been really funny. I've listened to, I think all your 12 Days of Balls to this point. And
I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I love it. I told you, like, I think short form content like this is so fun. Like, even if you do longer stuff moving forward, it'll be fun to mix in some like 25-minute, 20-minute interviews.
Sure.
But yeah, I think like listening to everyone kind of rationalize, like, we're like, the universe is so big. It's like, yeah, but also like, we're not talking about like all the government, like basically we're having like 7 UFO sightings a week now.
Right.
Which is wild. And I don't know that those are aliens. They could be whatever, but obviously something's going on. So yes, I do believe in aliens.
Ghosts?
I worked at the University of San Francisco, and it was a very haunted campus. I had one mild experience that I would consider potentially paranormal, where one of my first nights working there, I would work overnights as the librarian. And so my shift was like midnight to 8 a.m. And I was it was me and a student employee, and there was a little room off to the right of us. And this alarm started going off. And so I called campus security because, the alarm went off and I could hear people talking on the other side. It sounded kind of echoey, like it was like a bathroom situation, but I didn't have a key for this room. The alarm was going off. So I called public security, and they're like, we don't see an alarm going off here, like on our end, but we can hear it in the background. So we'll send a guy down. And sometime between when they said they were going to send them down and they're like, the alarm stopped, but I could still hear people talking. And then eventually that kind of faded away. And the guy showed up, a couple minutes later, and he opens this door. He had a key for it, and there was nothing inside. It was just a stack of phone books, which was really weird. And maybe that could have been like, dude, there could have been grates that were like pumping in noise. But I made the joke to him. I was like, oh man, I guess this place is haunted. And he's like, don't say that. And I was like, well, why? And like a lot of people, it's like a lot of Hispanic people who work at University of San Francisco. And so culturally, like, Mexicans are very Catholic and they're very superstitious. And so like there were all kinds of stories with like the cleaning staff and like security people about like seeing little kids walking around the education building at night. And so long answer, I kind of do. I don't know like what that stuff means. I mean, I hate that wishy-washy stuff, but it was a real experience that I had that I legitimately can't really explain other than, like I said, saying maybe it was just noises or something that I was hearing, but man, it was very creepy in the moment. I will tell you that.
Since this is the last episode, I don't have a story nearly as good as that. Mine is about 4 seconds long. This was only like 6 months ago. I was standing doing dishes, and I heard, again, like when this happens, just like if you were in the room and said, hey, Jason, what's up? Or whatever. It was as clear as that. A woman behind me said, hey, Jason, what are you doing? And I thought it was like, Dana or her mom or something, but a slightly different voice. Like I know Dana. Of course I know my wife's voice, but I was doing dishes. So like the noise of like the water, and I was like, oh, I turned around and nothing. I was like, it was the first time in my life where I was just like, okay. So
yeah, like all the hair stands up. Dude, my hair is standing.
Yeah,
my
even
hair's
just
standing
saying
up just right now. Like
yeah,
that. Yeah, it's so weird.
And it was during the day, which I would think would make it better, but it almost made it worse because I was
100% makes it worse.
This not like lights playing or sounds playing tricks on me. It's just like that just happened. I wasn't expecting it. Just like, okay.
You're not stoned at 1 a.m. like me, where I'm like, this is definitely real. There's someone in my house.
Right.
It was like a normal. You're just like washing dishes sober, and that happens. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Fuck me. I don't like that. Could you share something with the listeners and myself, something about yourself that you're proud of?
Yeah. I've just, like I said, this year was about reassessing why I do Nudge in the first place. And what I've really come to realize is like, I'm proud of the fact that we're an outlet for so many cool writers and photographers. And I think that even if I have no ambition to be the biggest anything, but I think what I've been really proud of is that we've been able to grow our audience in a way that like stays true to the aesthetics and art of Nudge. And maybe that sounds so fucking pretentious. That's another thing that people say about us a lot on Reddit, is that I'm really pretentious, which is true. But I've been really proud of that. Like, I love Gina Coleccia's work. I love Ida Krutz's work. I love, like we talked about Eric. Like, I think that those people, I would read that shit. Like, if I didn't like pinball, I would think the pictures were cool. If I didn't like pinball, like, I'm proud of that part of what we do. So, yeah, I will say that.
This timing. Let's discount if we can. I know this is slightly unfair. Discount the Twippy shit. Sure. Is there a pinball grievance you can air for 2023?
Yeah, and like, to be honest, I didn't have a grievance with the Twippy stuff. I am fine with everyone's opinion of it. The people who are like they want to cancel it because it's ridiculous, that is a very reasonable response. So a pinball grievance for me is, goddamn, are these prices too high? Still,
correct.
Yeah. And like, I know that that's like a cop out, but damn, it is. Like, I've never wanted some pinball machines more, and I've never felt less confident in my ability to generate the funds to get them. So that is a cop out for me, but I'm just like, dude, I would love for us to get back to the days where you could find a quality pin for like $4,000 or $5,000. That would be, amazing. But I
don't think that's a cop out, man. That's probably what, if I had one, that's the best answer.
Yeah,
that's
I know. I'm just like not throwing anyone under the bus, like people wise. I should be like,
oh, don't. No.
like Bug, I'm coming for you. You.
Yeah, get some more listens.
Shit.
Yeah. No, but yeah, prices. Hey, well, no. Speaking of, I mean, Spooky technically lowered prices a couple $100.
Right. Yeah, for their like lower tier stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or their higher tier.
Or the higher tier. Yeah.
Yep. And they. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I mean, the used market prices are at least going down. They're still too expensive, but I mean,
totally.
Oh God, yeah.
Right now, the prices are only going down. That hurt you guys. Like, that hurt like secondary.
Yeah,
those are the only people getting kind of squeezed on this thing, unfortunately.
Which I think is a lot of the hobbyists. I mean, if you want, fuck. What do you want for Christmas this year aside from the air fryer? Yeah. Is there?
I want another. So the best Christmas present I've gotten in the last couple of years was my ex's dad for Christmas just handed me a Crown Royal bag full of like $50 in quarters and was like, go nuts. That is a great present. I think, like, if anyone's listening to this and it's Christmas Day and you're like, I'm fucked, just find a shitty Crown Royal bag and go get a bunch of quarters from somewhere. Just find them and give that to the pinball person in your life. Like, that they'll be cool with it. So I would love if someone would fill up my Crown Royal bag with quarters.
I would actually, to be more specific, if it was filled with $50 worth of reboot tokens, because if I got to take $50 of quarters and convert them, but I just don't like
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I don't like driving anymore. Well, I mean, I love driving. Honestly, driving's one of my favorite things to do. But I don't want to drive 2 hours anymore just to play an hour of pinball. I think I burned myself out on it so much of where, again, why 2024, one of my little mini things, subject to change because I change all the time, is to help reboot out. Like, what would I want to do? You know, if when I'm going on location, the games that I want to play in the past, I was like, I got to find a way to buy them and do that. Now I kind of can't because of the market. Like, if there's a way to get more, high quality Stern premiums in there, keep them running perfect at reboot or stuff like that, then I don't have to go crazy and buy and sell and do all that stuff and, get a Stranger Things premium in there, get a Godzilla premium in there.
Dude, that is
Jaws,
music to my ears to hear you say that. Yeah, because I think that's your playground to or your sandbox to make what you want to see. Because what's cool about reboot is I think the owners are really great guys. They're willing to put money into it and they are totally open to, they're not hardened operators that have this is the way that we do things and this is how we make money. So I know that they're just very open to those ideas. And I think that would be, that's such a good, I hope that is a New Year's resolution for you because you are so literate in how to find the best deals for that stuff too. Is if you even just pass along stuff that you see on the secondary market that you're you guys should pull the trigger on this. I feel they listen to me on some of that stuff and I don't know anything. So that would be rad. I would love that. I mean, I want a Pulp Fiction in there for sure. Whatever those will
everyone
eventually does. I know.
Yeah.
I actually just messaged Mikey, who I think you maybe know. He co-runs Bad Penny with Ben Granger. And I was like,
Dreadlocks?
when are they? Yep. Dreadlocks. Yep.
Okay.
And I was like, when are they coming? Because he'll help out at the Marco booth and stuff like that. He's pretty connected. He's bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of pins the last couple of years. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be outing what his, but just crazy. I was like, if anyone knows, he knows. And he just wrote soon. And I'm like, ugh, okay, fine. I guess if you don't know, then whatever. But yeah.
Speaking of soon, what are you looking forward to the most in 2024 for pinball?
I know it's cliche, but Jaws, I know it's funny to see now that we're getting closer to it. There's starting to be some backlash about the theme. It's dude, I love that movie. I think I know,
backlash where? Well, Reddit or Pinside or Garbage Can?
Mostly on Facebook, Pinball Degenerates Facebook. I'll see people being this theme was before I was born and I don't care. I'm it was before I was born too, but that's one of the best summer movies. I think it's that and Sandlot are my two that I watch every year, and I just dude, how do you not just say what the next Elwyn pin? I mean,
right.
They're pretty much always hits. So I'm excited for that.
If I may, I want to also air a grievance of just social media in general. That's another thing that got burnt out because doing this, it requires you to use social media. And before doing this podcast, I never had a Facebook account. I never had an Instagram account. I never had all that because I hate it. I really don't like it. I saw what it did to my daughter's mental health. And truly, I just fucking hate it. So now that I have to do it to even get listeners, it feels
gross. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it, and no knock against anyone out there that uses it, but I mean, it's just a boys club on Facebook of what are we fooling ourselves? Vote this, do that. It's obvious.
Yeah. Having the kind of you're right. I think in general, Facebook especially leads to one person, everyone's trying to get likes, right? So you're going to say the thing that's either the most inflammatory, crazy thing, or you're going to say something that's so innocuous and hey, great, we're all feeling good. Either way, it feels false and lame. And I think you're a guy, it seems who really values truth and honesty with your opinions. You pretty much people know where you stand on stuff. And so I think Facebook is just not a good place for that. We've been able to find a good inroads with, I think we're just like in general built for like Instagram. Like we get a lot of follows on
Sure.
Instagram, and our shit, like especially, is very visual. So that's been a better place for us. But I agree with you. Like in general, like those kind of spaces are just usually pretty bad, no matter what your fandom is. If it's pinball, if it's Star Wars, if it's whatever. So.
Well, no matter how good I am at editing, nothing got us out of a tangent we went on here. So let's pick back up when we were talking about Kale and Rachel.
I saw them at Expo, and it was really fun to see him. And Kale looks like he can beat me up now, which is scary. He's like, yeah, I don't know if he's taken any testosterone or HGH, but man, he's like,
I don't think so. I think he's just jacked and tough.
yeah, he's jacked. He can put on muscle like really well. So
I can't. I can lose muscle.
that's what I'm learning as I'm losing weight. I do push-ups, and I know one of your questions is going to be about benching stuff.
Oh shit! I didn't. How much you bench?
So historically, I did bench 240 in high school because I was playing on the line. And
Fucking
I was
A.
like one of those guys who hated the weight room, but I was just, my great grandpa was a lumberjack. And I always say I have lumberjack DNA because I'm just like tall and can put on muscle pretty easily. But what I'm realizing now is when you lose weight, the first thing you're losing is muscle. Cause now I'm trying to do like 60 push-ups a day is usually my goal. And like just like a 20 and then another 20 throughout the day and another 20, at some point. And damn, I'm like, okay, this is quite a challenge. So I don't think I could do 240 anymore, but God willing, in the next year I'll be back there. So I gotta hit the gym with you, like gym proper.
Yeah. Let's go. It's fun. Sometimes I lose motivation there too because it's a lonely thing, but at least that you're building yourself up, and over time, like it pays dividends. But
and you feel good, dude. That's been the biggest thing for me is like losing weight. I have energy now. I have like desire, like for things, like to accomplish things that I didn't have when I was like just sitting around. So
isn't it weird how it
it's really weird.
And it takes a while to like get it, even though you know it, but like once it happens, it's like you want to tell other people like, no, it really is, it's hard, but it's that simple. Like you just have to do it. The doing it part is a bitch, and like you don't always have the motivation. You have to force yourself. But I've never once left the gym and been like, I feel worse than when I got here.
Totally. I wish I wouldn't have done that. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Zero times.
Zero. 100%. And it's like, it's funny because I see myself becoming the person that I fucking hated, which is like being like, food is medicine. Food is your medicine. But it's like, food is actually your medicine. Like, I hate the hippy dippy like culture of that, but also like those people are right. And when I could polish off like 2 frozen pizzas at some point and there's like 3 slices left of the second one, and I'm already just like in a world of hurt and just like, I'll just like finish them because I don't want them to sit there. This is the best they'll ever be. It's like, bro, no wonder your body is screaming like, stop. So like, no wonder you want to take 3 naps a day. Your body is just like tired from being alive and like putting sludge in it. So yeah,
I miss finishing a pizza and like feeling how full it is. Like, oh, I can't move, and then like I gotta wash it down with a cigarette, otherwise like I'll feel too sick. And then after that, like out of breath and like full and out of breath, and then like within 5 minutes, like, all right, how many of the things do I hate about myself currently? Well, I just did this, I just did that, I just did this, and I'm sitting here just.
We used to do buffet arm in Larks. I was in this band for a long time, and when we would tour, you're eating like one time we weren't even sponsored by Taco Bell, but our drummer's other band was sponsored by Taco Bell, and
amazing.
They had too much like self-respect to use like, they got hundreds of dollars of like free Taco Bell gift cards, and they had too much self-respect to like use them because they were like, I don't know, real musicians. And so like we were just using them on our tour, and like we would do this thing called buffet arm where we would just like, you put your left arm over and then you just start burping, and it'd like open up space for like
Jesus
more beef bean burritos. Just like the most I know, dude. It's like, how did you even make it to 39, to be honest? So
I'm surprised you had diabetes from that lifestyle. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would. I can't connect the dots.
Yeah, no, me neither.
But I miss eating.
Yeah. I think it's just like everything in moderation, man. Pinball in moderation. Even I don't know that social media lends itself to moderation, but I think, I'm looking forward to the day after I like cut all this weight that it's like I don't have to be in calorie deficit and I can just eat a whole grain bread sandwich. Like that's what I'm excited about. So
are you doing the weighing your food, counting your calories, doing all that?
Yeah, all the macros stuff. Kind of what David Dennis was talking about. Yeah, I mentioned that to you, that it was like that was very familiar to me. It's funny because he uses that as an excuse that he'll eat whatever he wants. For me, I usually eat things that aren't as tasty, but I can just eat more of them. Like
bro.
When you talk about the popcorn, that's my shit. Like that's what I want to be doing. So yeah.
Yep. Feed me. Yeah. I'll take low calorie and just huge quantities. Give me a bucket of just some sort of seed that is no Yeah.
Totally.
That sounds. Don't give me a bucket of seed.
Just give me a bucket of seed and let me slurp it down.
Just let me eat that. It's gross. Yeah, again, it is
one bucket of seed.
For common benefit. Yeah, it is again that simple. This is not a fucking. It sucks when you say this. It's not a body shaming thing. It's not a thing. But like anyone out there, like losing weight or trying, like it sucks because it is that simple. It's just hard to do. Like
yeah,
it's fucking hard. But once you do it for a while, it like this engine that just keeps going and going, and you get to be proud of yourself every day for shit you're doing,
dude. That is
every
exactly.
Day.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was going to say, is that the hardest part for me was starting it. The easiest part is keeping it going. I don't want to stop right now. Like everyone's like, oh, like maybe. And like, I hope some people are hearing this right now. Cause like famously there are a lot of out of shape people in pinball.
No.
And I've been one of them. I'm still kind of one of them. Like I'm still on that journey, but like, I just don't want people to feel discouraged, especially around the holidays when you're just like, dude, like 80% of things at a grocery store are kind of like designed to kill you and get you addicted to sugar. Like I get that it's hard, but just like the things that you gain from doing it are so much better than the shit that you lose from not doing it. Like, don't be afraid to give up some stuff, because you're not just giving it up. You're like getting a whole bunch of your life back, so.
And it's hard in America where this country is just full of fucking wrong information, terrible habits. Of the hardest thing to give up over time of doing this is like you get comments all the time from people who are like, oh, that's all you're going to eat? Oh, you're doing that? Oh, Mr. Healthy. Like they start giving you like insults because they can't. They see it foreign and think it's incorrect, or like, oh, what, you're not going to stay out all night and drink? Oh, it's like I have to give up a lot of times by choice on like Thanksgiving or things like, where's your 5 plates of mashed potatoes and gravy? Like, well, I don't want to because I want to feel good all the time now. It's not just once in a while. And that will happen, and that's one of the hardest parts of like the social pressure to like, hey, it's America, eat more, come on, let's do this, fucking eat all this. Like, yeah,
totally. And there's just like all kinds of shame in that shit for people. Like, I think a lot of times people will say that stuff when they're feeling weird about themselves, like not just for eating, for anything. So yeah, it's just like, fuck that noise. Just like do your own thing, try to be as healthy as possible. And dude, it does. I'll say this. It actually, for me personally, it helped my pinball. Like this is going to sound really weird, but during diabetes, your eyes start to change shape because of all the fluid that you're retaining. So like I actually sometimes now don't need my glasses at all when I play pinball, because my like within 20 yards eyesight got way better.
Whoa,
really weird. So I'm just saying, if you're out there and you're struggling with your weight and you're struggling with pinball, that might be something you want to try. It might be easier to track the ball. So
I had no clue. And when you, I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but when you found out, was it like, so you had the headache, you were feeling sick, and then they said that, and was it like how did it feel hearing that news? Was it like a shock? Was it like, oh, that makes sense?
Yeah, it was scary. I mean, my blood sugar level, and it's like goddamn, all these people are like, we did not sign up for a health podcast.
Oh, they stopped listening a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we can just talk about it. Yeah, it was really scary. My blood sugar level is at 450. So like for reference, like normal is between like 50 and 100. Pre-diabetic is like under 130. So it's like I was 8 or 9 times higher than what you're supposed to be, which that was really scary. Yeah. And like to hear my brother, who's like an internal medicine doctor, be just like, should we get him in the hospital right now? That was
he with
freaky.
you or something? Or
I had been feeling so bad for so long and we couldn't figure it out that he was like, just do this panel of tests. And I did them and I like sent him the results. And it was funny because the blood sugar thing was circled like twice by the guy who did the test. Cause he was like, I reran this 3 or 4 times because I did not believe that it was this high. And I was like, damn, when you hear that from a medical professional, you're just like, okay. And I guess like, yeah, in the moment, it was really scary. It was like, I mean, great motivation, right? Like you're just like, well, because people ask me, because I'm a famous like stoner guy, like they're like, what about the munchies? I'm like, it's really easy to not have the munchies. Like if you think you're gonna lose a toe if you like eat stuff, like which can happen with diabetes. Like I'm good on that shit. Like I would rather be able to walk around and I don't eat Butterfinger BBs all day or something. Like I don't know, I picked that, but I just used to love those at the movie theater.
I like them. Fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't think they even make them anymore. But thank God for me. But yeah, so that was really scary. But then I think eventually you're just kind of like, well, what I was eating before was killing me with or without a formal diagnosis. So this is actually kind of a good thing because it forces you. I'm a very goal-oriented person, which I think you are as well. Yeah. And when I have goals to shoot for and like, okay, you want to get like, I track my blood sugar level every day. It's like, I want to get that shit as low as possible.
And you have to, I'm ignorant on this. Do you have to like prick your finger blood?
Yeah. Yep. So there are different, they have like 24-hour monitoring stuff now too, where it's just like a patch that you kind of put on, but those are usually expensive and it's kind of more for, what it turns out, even though my blood sugar was so high that day, I was really more close to like pre-diabetic than diabetic. I was diabetic because you can't get your blood sugar that high without your pancreas basically not working. Okay. But the fact that I can get it down into the 70s without like really, really major medication or anything, that I was just able to kind of reverse it through diet and exercise, leads me to believe that I actually had pretty high pancreas function. So yeah, So I mean, long answer long, like I prick my finger like every morning and then you do it kind of before you eat or right after you eat, because usually your blood sugar will spike like an hour or two after you get done eating. But yeah, it's just like it's like whatever. So
thanks for sharing. Honestly, I'm gonna leave all that in if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. No, of course.
All right. Merry Christmas. I'm glad we're starting to connect more in pinball. And in the same vein, like, I'm not going to be as hardcore. I'm going to try not to. And honestly, keep me honest. Like, I'll do the same. Like, if I see you, I'll shoot you a text. Like, hey, watch it, man. Do the same. If I'm going fucking full stupid on this, check me. Because, like, if not, I'll burn out and I'll not do something stupid. But, like, it's hard for me to find balance. And sounds like maybe it is for you too. But, if we have some support locally, it helps both of us.
So much better. And like, dude, I think we have enough, like, I mean, you're a friend of mine. Like, I think we have enough trust built up in the bank, like enough equity like that, where you trust, like, I trust what you say, you know what I mean? And I think vice versa, like that it's not coming from a place of like, you want to, and this is something that like I've had to learn with people is like, just because someone has some criticism for you doesn't mean that it's personal, like for that stuff. Like, you don't always have to take it, personal. Yeah. And that's always like a work in progress for me. But yeah, man, I mean, it's been really good to see you, and I can't believe it's Christmas. It's here today.
It's Christmas. It is here.
Yeah.
So. It's Jesus's birthday, our Lord and Savior.
And he looks good, dude. That guy is like on hole 30 or something. Like he's cut. He's got that swimmer's body. So
I bet he can't bench much though. I mean, he probably can do like
definitely not
high rep shit.
High reps, yes.
Let's see. Let me go through this. What would Jesus' favorite pinball thing be this year? What do you think?
His favorite thing would be Elton John.
Okay.
Because it has sort of like immaculate flow on it.
Shit.
So that's his vibes. Just like silky smooth.
I don't think he would believe in aliens. He would definitely believe in ghosts. I mean,
yes,
he basically
pretty much
invented
is
them.
a ghost,
right?
Holy ghost.
His favorite curse word is a combination. It's "goddamn it." I know that's his favorite.
I was gonna say that my favorite curse word is "goddamn." I use that a lot now in like a "goddamn." You know, like okay. I'll say that. That's
like you're almost black. Almost like say
exactly.
it like that.
That's you picked up on what I wish I was.
If Jesus was going to tell us something he's proud of, I'd say taking it like a champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he took those nails and he's like, this hurts, bro. But this is for all you. So fuck. How much we bench? We said he's high rep, low weight. Era pinball grievance. I bet it would either be Joel Engelberth or Dennis Creasel. Those pricks. He's like those fucking guys.
He didn't like to hear Joel do his one swear, his shit.
Yeah, shit.
He's like, this is my chosen one who never does anything bad, so I can't have him be sullied by
Sorry,
Pinball
Joey.
Party.
You're going to hell. What would he want for Christmas this year? Life,
peace on earth, goodwill towards men. I guess.
Boring.
That's his party line. That's the marketing slogan, at least.
And what would he look forward to in 2024? I bet he'd also like Jaws. Jesus?
100%.
For sure.
Jesus loves Keith Elwin. Like that is his true chosen one for sure.
Well, Stern, feel free to use that Jaws, Jesus Christ's favorite game of 2024. I'm sure that'll go over well in your marketing. All right, man. Dude, thanks for joining. Merry Christmas. It's good to catch up.
Merry Christmas, man.
Go check out Nudge Pinball, all that stuff. You know where to find me. All right, see you, dude.
On the 12th day of balls, pinball came to me.
Dog Mondays the match.
Kendra, JJP, Jason, Arcade. Erica's pinball journey. I'm Craig, Bobby, Buffalo Pinball Cat.